I'm not recording on my laptop today. I wanted to try something different. Here, let me get rid of this drone sound. Okay. I was just reading a book about, I want to say trust in general, but it's really called, it's really for advisory work. But that said, a lot of the lessons are pretty applicable, and I thought it was really insightful, at least to me right now. I think that it's a really interesting subject, and though I almost pride myself on trying to be open-minded, I'm very closed-minded. A lot of the things that I do are done because I have come to the conclusion that I think it's good, and so I'll do it. But if I have someone telling me that, you should be doing this, even though it's objectively right, and I haven't come to that conclusion myself, it's very hard for me to accept that and also go on with it. That brings me to this one certain point, which is actually where I stopped reading for now, but it is talking about the word relationship and the attitude of you're more connected than you think. And that, to quote the book, it invites you to redefine your notion of relationships to include everyone. Now, the example that they use is, think about people in your company or in your school that are very far away from you. They might not be in the same department or the same branch of work. You wouldn't necessarily say, I have a relationship with that person if you've never spoken to them before. However, the fact that there is this common ground in the first place already gives you this expansive view of trust or relationships in the first place, which can build on trust, I guess. But then, on top of that, building off it, if the relationships are infinite as opposed to finite, then you don't have to worry about scarcity in that regard. And I think the overall part, which is the message of the book, which is to be a better advisor or almost a leader, which is if your primary purpose is to support a greater good, then it becomes possible to focus on agenda greater than yours. So I think it's pretty interesting. I am kind of seeing the value in that, and the openness to something. The openness to something like that. I guess it never occurred to me that, I would never have, I guess, a relationship or a direct association to somebody who, goes to my school. Maybe they're not in the same department, or maybe they are doing the same program in my department, but I still don't build that association with them, even mentally. And I think that definitely affects the way that I am able to describe the connection between a person and myself. But one thing that I am seeing is noticing how much value that can bring, and how that almost frames you as a leader and just somebody that can maintain that trust or that relationship. And that kind of leads on to something that my parents told me about, which is networking. I was a bit upset when I first heard that, because I was told to network at the gym a little bit. Short story, I was told to network at the gym. And I was like, I do not have anything in common with this person. Sure, they go to my school. Sure, they go to the gym. But I'm not just going to go up to them. But now, with this in mind, this is saying the opposite of that. And this is what my parents were preaching in the first place. And this also touches back on why I think I'm very close-minded. But it's the fact that, I am more connected to this person than I think. Sure, I don't know them first name basis. Sure, they know nothing of me, but there is reason for them to know something about me. And if not, then I don't need to operate out of scarcity. All these people are students at my school, and if not, they have some relation to Mac in the first place. On top of that, they go to the gym. So there is a lot of common ground. Already they're spending, a few hours there a week, and that's more than just saying, oh, how was your weekend? There's one other thing I wanted to say, but I dropped my phone, which is, I took a picture of it. But there were, yes, the trust creation process, which is to engage, to listen, to frame, envision, and commit. I'm sure right now this speaks really great to me, but I also don't know what it means on a deeper level. I know what the words mean. I just need to be able to string them together and actually make sense of it in that regard. And I am kind of seeing that with some of the examples that they have listed within the book. And I think that's pretty good. All right. I think that's all. Okay, bye.